Welcome to Sonic Colors. Here's the colors. You might ask, where's the Sonic? And, there he is.
The fork on the left.
Anyway. I don't know anything about this hack. It was posted in random links a couple days ago. I saw that Vinny already
If you don't know
streamed
anything about it, then how do you know that you downloaded it? Checkmate.
A good question, because I didn't.
Also, I'm loving the Zelda Classic-ass method of, custom graphics here. Like, instead of... This is not a title screen. This is a fucking texture that the camera is just fixed at.
Yeah. Yeah, because I pressed A to, like, jump into a loading zone, and it didn't even work the first time.
Oh.
So yeah, this is apparently a follow-up to a 5-year-old hack. Because when I googled Bear Waker and just kind of downloaded the first thing I found, it was a considerably older ROM. And then I had to actually dig the new one, but yeah. Yeah, I'll explain that in a minute too, but... Oh no, it's gonna be super hard. Can I speed it up a bit? Yeah. Final secret, wow. Okay.
It's been like 2 years since you did Jiggies of Time, huh?
Well, I unlocked the double jump. Can I unlock the backflip? Yes. I like how there's just...
What the fuck is going on?
I guess the game just is hard-coded to, yeah, every time you do a starting move for the first time, it just does that. Such as swimming. Anyway, yeah, so I downloaded the old one. It, had some pretty stanky emulation issues when I would, like, generate dust and splashes. It looked like garbage, but, this one seems fine. I'm playing it in Bizhawk, which is hopefully fine. The thing said Project 64. I tried it. It didn't work. I didn't want to fuck with settings, so... It's the opposite issue that everyone has with, B33. It's like, why would you use that? Only gay babies use that. Anyway, yeah, the sign actually says how much stuff there is.
You should bitch about that.
What?
That'll be iconic. Just, Alright, here's how you set up the game. You gotta do it on Project 64, that's the recommended version. I will not help you with anything else. How do I do it on my dad's cock emulator?
Yeah, I mean, I do hate it. But...
What was the thing they kept asking about? It wasn't RetroArch, it was some
Parallel
other...
launcher.
Parallel launch.
Why is
like,
this...
yeah, how do I get it to work on parallel launch?
I mean, that is the main one that everyone uses.
But it's not the recommended one. So, and you specifically said you're not going to help with that. So why
it's the one that, like, allows the star tracker plugin thing.
Okay, well, the point is, you still said you're not going to help, and then they asked you anyway.
Well, yeah, they are dipshits, and I still hate it, but...
I remember back when it was like 2009, 2010, I used to get a lot of dipshit comments on just everything, and you used to complain about it a lot, and that's why I never commented when I was, when I first watched your videos, is I was always like, I'm probably going to say something stupid, and he's going to get mad. And now you have to deal with my stupid comments every day.
It's true. Teehees and glowworms. I mean, I know what teehees are. Glowworms are just made up. I enjoy the use of Big Butt as the large pig.
Is that what the bull is called?
Yes.
Wow.
This,
I didn't know that. It looks very cool.
Yeah. But it isn't.
Maybe
I
you
will
need
try to do this again, and I will probably fail.
I'll try to do this. I'll probably fail.
So.
We need to talk about having salt.
I mean, there's nothing to talk about, but yeah, it's just... The other day, I don't remember why I did it, but I just... Out of nowhere, I was like... Shit, what was the first part? It was like, come on down to something. But I don't know...
Later on, you turned it into Lime Coin Deck.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it was like, come on down to Mario's. We've got salt. And just random, you know, ad-libbed nonsense.
It's an extension of the Blix Toys lore.
Yeah, it's. I don't remember when I explained Blix Toys. I'm sure I did at some point.
I talked about it in my DK64 streams, which is... they're relatively popular for something on my channel, but I know most of your viewers don't go to my channel.
Yeah, it was just back in, you know, the Gen 1 Pokemon days, I did the MissingNo trick in my copy of Blue, and one of the things it does is fucks up your Hall of Fame, and, it just generates random nonsense, and one of the things it generated in mine was a Magnemite named Blixtoise. It's Blastoise, but with an X instead of an A, in all caps. And when it shows up, like, when it would show up, the music would just suddenly cut out, and it would just go like... And it was, like, slightly unsettling.
I wonder if it's possible to, like, find or recreate that noise somehow. Like,
yeah,
I doubt such a sound is in the game files. It's probably just generated from something else, like some other non-sound file stuff being read as sound or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I have no idea what the MissingNo trick does to generate the garbage in the Hall of Fame, but I assume it's probably replicable, unless it's, like, something to do with, like, you know, calling the RNG or something. That might be a bit much, but... There's DK Island in the background.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is basically just going to be me collecting everything in the game.
I also seem to associate Blixtoise with, your cousin lying about something, or you lying to your cousin.
Yeah,
that was right. Yeah, you added something to the lore.
Yeah, because I said that, it's funny how this is all tied together.
Yeah, because DK.
Yeah, well, I guess that's probably why I talked about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I like that weird sideways jump I did there. I'll go check out that spring pad at some point. I want to get this first. But yeah, I felt the need to embellish it because it obviously wasn't good enough on its own. So I lied and I, like, said that after it made the noise, then it went like, doot, 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 doot. And he's like, isn't that DK64?
Yeah, you immediately.
And I realized that it was after he said that, and I'm like, oh yeah, isn't that crazy? It was a rare subversion of our usual antics, where he would lie to me about stupid bullshit, and I would always believe it. Huh?
Is this Gino or a different cousin?
Yeah, it's Gino.
I've definitely talked about this, but that's just reminding me of the time that, I made... What was it? I found out how to, like, you know, edit, like, sprites and stuff, like, you know, grab resources off a sprite's resource and, like, put together fake screenshots and shit. Just for fun. And, my first, like, test of this was I made a fake Pokemon Red and Blue screenshot where the player is encountering, like, a wild Mightyena, and I put in, like, the text and everything, and I edited the Mightyena sprite to look like it was, like, you know, the Gen 1's, well, I didn't really change the style, I just changed the coloring. I was, like, 10, 11 or so, and I sent it to some guy on this forum that I went to. I think the guy's name was Tanner. I don't know why I remember this, but,
what is this random cold air? Okay.
So I sent it to him. I'm like, what do you think? You know, does it look, like, did I do a good job with it? And he was like, well, it might have been convincing, but that red text in the bottom corner, like, really gives it away. And I'm like, what? You mean the fucking, like, because I put my username there, just as, like, oh, you know, I'm the one that found this. He's like, yeah, that shows that it's obviously edited. And I'm like, no, I could have put this over a real screenshot. But how does me putting my username on it invalidate the thing? He's like, yeah, no, it totally gives it away. Like, everyone will be able to tell that it's not a real screenshot. I'm like, are you an idiot? Like, what the fuck?
This isn't related at all, but it's reminding me of this conversation I saw on GameFAQs a long time ago, where someone said that, like, if you get a shiny, like, from an online trade, I think this was before Wonder Trading, but I guess it applies to that too. If the shiny is in a Master Ball, that's, like, a higher chance of it being hacked. And I remember questioning this, because I'm like, if it's like a legendary or something that can explode or something, like, it would make sense to use the Master Ball on it. But apparently not.
No one would ever use their Master Ball on that. Because everyone just uses their Master Ball on, like, the cover legendary, so then you won't have it later.
You gotta use it on Mewtwo and Mewtwo alone, and if there's no Mewtwo in the game, then you just break it. You just break it.
Or you just use it on something rare, like Tentacruel or Fearow.
No, it makes me sad.
Oh boy, we got QR code bullshit. I can scan it for you if you like.
Okay, I can't scan QR codes, so
I can scan it into my PC. Pushes nose up glasses.
Oh no.
And also, people don't believe you, right? When you
Well, because
it just takes you to Mark Kirko's Linktree page. Boring.
But yeah, the thing is, like, you know, my phone is old by this point. I don't remember when I got it. It was like 2019, something like that. Maybe a year before that. But, like, by that point, I'm pretty sure QR codes were pretty firmly established to be a thing. Yeah. And so I remember...
I remember seeing them in, like, 2012.
Like, I mean, hell, they were in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Those came out before I got the phone. But,
Hearthstone Cave, is that you?
Yeah. But... I remember, like, when I first started seeing those, I was just like, how do you scan these? And people were like, oh, you just use your camera. And
that's insane to me.
I opened the camera, and it doesn't do anything. And I'm like, I'm pointing the camera, and they're like, oh, your phone must just be bad. You have to just install a thing. And so I've never installed the thing. I refuse.
When I got my first couple of smartphones, actually, I remember, like, in physics class one time, my teacher in college did, like, this little activity, I guess, where he put up, like, these pieces of paper around the room that had, like, hints for where to find the next thing, you know, like, go back to the mini-mart style.
Right.
And sometimes, like, some of them had, like, QR codes to things that he had set up on a website or something like that. I can't remember. Or maybe it was just, like, some text. I can't remember. And I remember, specifically, that I had to download an app, and this was in, like, 2016. Like, it was not a thing and I'm pretty sure everyone in the class was like, how do we scan these? And everyone was like, oh yeah, you gotta go, like, find this app to do it. It was not a thing that you could use your camera to do this. At least not...
I mean, I guess by the time I got my phone, or maybe like a year or two after, that was probably the standard, but...
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because the thing is, I never heard about this until you told me about it. You told me that people had always, you know, gotten on your case and been like, you just point your camera. And I'm like, that's wrong. That is straight up false. You can't do that. And I mentioned it to somebody else, and like, no, it is true. Try it. And I'm like, okay, I try it on my new phone. It works. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know about this. This isn't advertised. I've been using, like, stupid apps for years. Like... And of course, you know, now fucking everyone hates QR codes. I don't hate them, but I do kind of resent them because, because they're always like, you know, used in stupid places that's supposed to be like, oh, this will make things more convenient. Like, you remember when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings when I came over last year?
Yeah.
And you could not order unless you scanned the fucking QR code. And your phone couldn't scan QR codes, and my phone couldn't connect to the internet because I didn't pay for a, you know, data plan to use in America.
Oh.
So I could only use...
Well,
You might have soft-locked yourself.
No,
I tried breaking this... Oh, okay.
I'm gonna not do that because that was a sequence break. I'd probably want to find out how you're supposed to do this.
This looks way too easy to be a sequence break. You just Oh.
I think it's just there's some missing collision.
Anyway, but yeah, like, you know, I couldn't scan it because I couldn't connect to the internet. So I think we had to, like, we you know, and there wasn't even like a server.
Well, I mean, we had like the server come over.
Server. I meant server, not servant. Yeah, well, they did eventually because we were sitting there not doing anything.
Yeah, and I remember being like,
she brought Joel's stuff. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we can't look at the menu because we can't scan the thing. And I'm pretty sure I remember it being like, just you point your camera. Oh, just.
No, because we explained the problem. We said, like, you know, your phone can't do it, and I'm from abroad, and my phone can't connect to the internet here. And then I think her solution was she was like, oh, I can give you the Wi-Fi password, because it is for customers. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think it still didn't work for some reason. We had to order off the Joel's
I didn't even realize this was Ganondorf. What the fuck?
Oh. Huh. So it is.
So he's already dead and has been, well, also he's gigantic, and has been, you know, excavated from the ocean floor and placed here as a monument to those who defy Link. I don't know.
Those who dare to try to take fallen ruins of kingdoms under the water for themselves, even though nobody else wants them. How dare they? It's like when Team Rocket, you know, tries to catch a Skarmory. They can't just do that. But anyway, yeah, people hate QR codes because you can't fucking do anything in a lot of places without, you know, pulling out your phone and scanning it.
The gas
station.
It's
not more convenient than just having a menu. I don't care what people say. Like,
so, you know, it's a common thing for non-Americans to bitch about American stores not including tax in the listed price of things. And I think that that's stupid because it's not a big deal. But apparently, the gas station near me, and probably a lot of other places, have decided that the fix to this is, just don't display a price at all. Just put a QR code. You have to scan the item for literally every item.
Oh my god. That's really dumb.
There was a switch I hit earlier, not the one that I just did, but there was one that, like, spawned an empty honeycomb piece. I already don't remember if I picked it up, but...
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
I'm surprised how much mileage we're getting out of just random bullshit in this video, but...
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And I'm worried that it's gonna dry up in, like, another 5 minutes, but, I was reminded of something else. What the fuck was it now? Is this gonna be, Would you stop playing that beautiful music?
No, I'm pretty sure this is just the Forbidden Woods thing.
Oh, I remember what it was now. The whole, like, oh, don't you have a phone? Or like, you know, reaction to not being able to scan QR codes just reminds me of when I first started my call center job. It was 2012.
Oh yeah, you just didn't have a phone at all, right?
Well, I didn't have a phone at all, but, I also didn't know anything about modern phones. I didn't know what the term smartphone actually meant, and, like, what distinguished that from a regular phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I asked about this during training when they were brought up, because I was just like, I don't actually really know what that is. And, like, if I have to know about this for the job, then, yeah. And I don't remember exactly what they said, but, you know, I was given some explanation or whatever. And then, like, when we went on break, they specifically asked me to, like, hang back a bit. And they're like, so, you know, I don't want to embarrass you in front of everybody else, but if you don't know about, like, you know, the internet, like, we can fill you in on stuff.
Yeah, they thought that you were, like, completely tech illiterate.
Like, do you know what, like, YouTube is? I'm like, yeah, I have a few thousand subs on YouTube. I do use the internet every day. Like, to me, the internet is a thing you use on a computer. It is not a thing you use on a magical phone. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. It still blows my mind that we've reached an age where people just don't have computers and just use phones for everything. So how the hell do I reach this?
I'm gonna I'm gonna raise this topic again. I don't know. I'm gonna raise this topic again against my better judgment, because I've talked to people about this on Discord, but like, to me it is insane that anybody could not find a phone like extremely cumbersome to use compared to a computer. But I've spoken to people and they're like, oh, you know, having to like turn on the computer and then like, you know, sit at the desk, like, it's so annoying. And I'm like, but I mean, yeah, sometimes I'd like to be able to sit in my bed if I could, and I can't really. But like, anytime I try to use my phone to do like basically anything, it's the fucking worst, because basically I just hate touchscreens. They don't fucking work properly. Like, yeah. I constantly typo massively on screens, and then I have to spend fucking forever typing backspace, 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 trying again to type it. Probably 40% of the time, I will make the same typo again and have to correct it multiple times. You know, controlling things like... even just like trying to...
Yes.
Even just trying to navigate YouTube, frequently it will just like interpret some very tiny touch as like me clicking on some other video, and I'm like, no, I didn't fucking click on that. I use like an alternate YouTube client app for a while. I used that to be able to lock my phone, and now it stopped working temporarily, so I have to use the regular YouTube app. And because you can't lock your phone while doing it, you know, sometimes I go to cook downstairs, and I bring my phone in my bag so that I can also bring down like oil and stuff, like olive oil and like my pots and pans and stuff. The reason I have to keep this in my room and bring it with me, the reason I have to keep it in my room and bring it with me, by the way, is because people keep stealing my shit here, which that is an entirely separate topic I could go into, but there's not much else to say other than that people keep stealing my shit. But anyway, so I put my phone in my bag, and then it always, like, the screen will touch up against the inside of my bag and misinterpret that as, like, stuff touching it, and it'll, like, click random videos and shit, and it's so fucking annoying.
I'm Plus, not having a good time with this.
Yeah. Plus, you know, just trying to, like, use the internet or anything with like, without a proper ad blocker. I'm sure there's ways to set it up, but it's definitely more annoying than just, you know, using a browser extension like I do.
Part of my issue is, you know, I have an old phone that I haven't you know, I need to upgrade this thing, and I just haven't, and I don't want to, because I just don't want to go through the process. But, it is pretty shitty at this point. It just doesn't, for some reason, it just doesn't have the memory to do, like, fucking anything. It used to, it's just gotten worse. And
I assume that's a combination of software bloat, where things are just larger than they need to be, because they just figure, like, at least based on when I was, like, a teenager, and what I was hearing from, like, my classmates around me, it seems like the average person just changes their phone out, like, every 2 to 3 years. Yeah, if they're rich, they'll do it, like, every year for each new thing, which is obviously excessive. But even, like, regular people that I knew were like, yeah, you know, I've had, like, they would be, you know, the same age as me, and they're like, yeah, but I've had, like, 4 smartphones. Oh, I keep breaking mine, haha, and I'm like, this is my first smartphone, I don't know if I can afford another one if I broke this one. Obviously, you know, I wasn't the one paying for it back then, but...
I am finding a lot of secrets.
I'm 25 years old, and I have had 3 smartphones, one of which I used from 2014 to 2015, one of which I used from 2015 to 2022, which... I tried to use that thing for as long as I could. It got really, really unusably shitty near the end, so I pretty much had to get a new one, and part of the reason I did was actually so I could go visit Josh. I didn't want my phone to crap out on me while I was in a foreign country, so I'm like, I need to get a phone first. That was actually the impetus for that. Otherwise, I may still have been sticking with it. But anyway, yeah, so...
Mine is, like, I'm trying to think... I don't know, mine really has just gotten worse, and it's also with, like, browser stuff. Like, I used to be able to just kind of flip between pages on the, you know, on Chrome pretty quickly, and now I can't. Now everything takes fucking ages to load.
For what it's
so a lot
worth,
of pages just don't work.
I didn't finish what I was trying to say about that, which I just realized would have explained this. I think the other aspect, other than just things taking up more memory, is what is known as planned obsolescence. It's basically an open secret at this point that...
I mean, I know about that.
Yeah, every part of the whole, like, phone ecology is deliberately designed to crap out on people after a few
I thought
years
that was
to
just a
make you buy new
conspiracy
phone.
theory.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just a known fact at this point. It's definitely known for, like, the hardware and OS of, like, iPhones definitely are known to do that. I know that you don't have an iPhone, and you're talking about, like, software stuff in general. I don't know if the hardware crap, like, then the OS crapping out would be enough to cause the kind of issues we're seeing with Chrome, but yeah, it's, as far as I know, it's just a thing, like, and the only reason that you have to put up with it is basically just because, like, what the hell else are you gonna do? Not
I
get
have found
a phone?
the blowflies.
Like, you know, more and more things in daily life, as we were just alluding to with the whole, like, QR code bullshit, are basically assuming that you have a smartphone. Like, you know, for doing just regular job stuff, I have needed to download authenticator apps onto my smartphone in order to use, you know, just in order to do my job. Even though 99% of the job was on, like, a computer, logging in and stuff, I had to have, like, this special two-factor authentication via an app. One time when I was taking a test for, like, a kind of certificate of a certain qualification thing, as part of the, like, test setup, I had to use this app to take a little short video of the area around my room right before starting the test to show that I hadn't, like, hidden any cheating materials there, and then put my phone in a position where it could record me doing the test, and also the space around me, so they could see that I wasn't, like, looking at a reference thing.
Joel had to do a thing like that. It was god-awful.
Yep, I had to do it, you know, and that required a special app. If I didn't have a smartphone, I'd basically just be shit out of luck and I wouldn't be able to do the thing. So, more and more, you know, people are just getting excluded from society if they don't have a smartphone.
Why did I go over here? Yeah, I don't know. I liked being able to get away with having a shitty phone. It was, like, almost a point of pride, just at Jersey Mike's, where, like, we had to, you know, oh, you gotta download all these apps, and you gotta sign into the shit and sign off on this stuff, and I'm like, I literally can't, because my phone will not let me launch this thing. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? You're just doing it wrong. And I show them, and they're like, oh, yeah, this sucks, okay. Well, I guess you can use this iPad that we keep in a drawer. I'm like, alright, awesome. I don't want to have all this bullshit on my phone anyway.
Yeah, that's nice.
I straight up refuse to get any app that I don't, like, absolutely need.
Yeah. My previous phone was bloated with so much bullshit, even after I would kind of try to keep it clear of stuff. And I remember when I got this new phone, I'm like, alright, I'm only getting the bare essentials for me, which is pretty much just, like, YouTube and Discord. I don't really need, and, like, a browser. I don't really need anything else. And then slowly but surely, bullshit invaded my life and forced me to get other things, and now I have, like, shit tons of apps on there taking up all this space. And, I should probably go through and just delete a bunch of it. Funnily enough, because I started my previous job while I had my old phone, that was the phone that my authenticator was set up on for my logging into my work laptop, so I had to keep the old shitty phone charged just to log in at work, because I couldn't figure out how to do it on, like, transfer it to my new one, and I didn't want to inconvenience them by asking.
Oh no!
So I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal.
How the hell did that happen?
And then finally, when that job ended, I just put that phone away for good. Though I've heard that apparently it's dangerous to keep old smartphones just lying around because the battery can eventually explode, so that's probably something I should look into and find a way to properly dispose of the thing. Part of the reason I was worried to get rid of it is because, like, I still have a bunch of old images and stuff on my iCloud account, because my old phone was an iPhone, my new one isn't. And I can't remember if I can log into my iCloud without having, like, using my phone to verify. I think I can now, but I don't really remember.
Is there a door down there? I don't remember.
lots of things I should do and should look into. I have all the
Oh,
free
no.
time in the world, and fantastic. I have all the free time in the world, and I just have been putting off every important thing I need to do, basically, except for the bare essentials.
Yeah.
That's something I may need to talk about in on my own channel at some point soon. Oh yeah, the other thing I was gonna say. I actually, if not for the fact that I like to keep in contact with, you know, the people on Discord a lot, and that's part of the reason I have like my smartphone, but I'm almost tempted to, like, once I move in with you guys, to like downgrade to, like, you know, a really simple phone for you know, calling people if I absolutely need to, because I kind of don't want to have to deal with all this shit. I don't know if that will actually help me. I guess I'm romanticizing the idea of just returning to a simple phone. But I'm like, oh, but the main thing is, you know, when I get bored, I like to listen to YouTube or something when I'm on the bus or whatever. And I wouldn't be able to do that. But...
Oh, are you talking about like going to a flip phone or something?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Part of the reason I wouldn't is just because of that, and also it's stupid. Like, at the moment, my morning routine is I wake up and I do a bunch of shit just like on my phone before getting on my computer and doing the same shit I was doing on my phone.
Well, you're going from the little internet to the big internet. It's different.
Yeah, I could cut the middleman out and just, you know, not have the ability to go on the internet until I get on the thing. I don't know that anything would really be missed. Like, sometimes I feel like I need to keep in contact with you guys on a more, you know, like a basis that doesn't require using the computer, but once I live with you guys, I could just, you know, if I'm in America, if I have, like, an American phone number, I could just text you. Like, I kind of like that idea of just keeping all my internet stuff on the computer. But I don't know if it would pan out. And again, the need to keep myself entertained with, you know, just constant...
Yeah, that's the thing is, you know, I resisted the smartphone for a very long time because I thought that it was, you know, just kind of unnecessary, and I do think it's very often used as a crutch when you're out in public. Like there's nothing wrong with having it, because I definitely do it myself a lot too, but
yeah.
I don't know, I kind of liked not always having access to just the entire internet at all times.
Anything I want.
Yeah, there was something to be said about having to, you know, at the call center job, I would bring my 3DS, and I would have, like, you know, the one game that I brought with me, plus the stuff that was downloaded onto it, and that would be what I would do. And
that do be what it does.
But now that I have gotten used to it, anytime that I'm just out in public, like, waiting for something, if I can't mindlessly browse shit, then it's like, yeah.
It's fucking with my attention span too, I think. Like, my attention span is shot to shit. It's not as bad as, like, I know there are people who will just get into a loop of just, like, watching, you know, fucking YouTube shorts or some shit for, like, hours on end, and it's like, okay, well, I can't do that, or I don't do that. It happened, like, a couple times. There were a couple of days where I was, you know, just looking to kill a couple of minutes, and I opened YouTube and I, like, looked at a couple of shorts, and it turned into, like, an hour or two, and it scared me. It was terrifying. I'm like, what the actual why the hell did I waste so much time on this shit that I don't care about? Like, none of this was that interesting. It was not worth... I will defend the 7-hour video essays, because those are actually, like, I kind of like to have those on while doing other stuff. Or just as background noise. I think background noise is fine, but when it was turning into, like, you know, I was just fucking zonked out, just flicking through these things. Again, only happened a couple times. I know for many people this is just like a regular hobby. it's kind of scary to me.
Yeah, I don't think short form media is the greatest thing. I don't know where else to go with that statement, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I might be done in here. Did I ever even read this?
I realize we're kind of like boomer posting here, so you know, I'm not saying this is destroying the fucking planet or whatever. Like, it's it's just something I've thought about.
Oh.
Huh.
I'm fine with boomer posting. I own up to it. I've been an old curmudgeon since I was like 12.
You kind of have.
I mean, hell, my entire identity now is anytime something new happens, people start saying a word that they didn't used to say, I get really, really angry. Like, so you know, it's perfectly in my character to bitch about people using their phones for too much and TikTok and artificial insemination and I don't want to keep the phone conversation going, but the one other thing I will say is just the like, my insistence on not getting apps is to kind of a ridiculous degree. Like, outside of ones that I need to function, like ones for work and like Uber and stuff, the only thing I have is Discord and I guess Facebook Messenger. Yeah, this is where this belongs. But you know, I'll go on Reddit on my phone, and the layout is fucking god-awful on the browser. So, and it's like, you download the Reddit app, like, you know, it'll be better. No, there is. I mean, and the thing is, there's other, like, unofficial ones, too.
Here's the thing is, I remember, I've never used Reddit as a user, really, but there was a brief period in, like, 2015-ish where I did used to browse a few select subreddits very occasionally. And I actually wanted to get the app for my phone. I looked it up, and it was like, there is no official Reddit app. You have to use one of these alternate things.
Weird.
so I had one of those. I think it was called Alien Blue.
There definitely is, and I remember there being a lot of discourse over this thing a few years ago. Maybe like 1 year, I don't remember when it was, where it's like, oh no, Reddit is shutting down all of these unofficial ones and forcing you to get the actual one, but the official one doesn't have accessibility options, so it's ableist, so we need to, you know, close down all of the subreddits until they fix the problem. And I'm like, no, fuck off. But, anyway, the thing I was just saying is it keeps being like, hey, use this, it'll make your browsing experience better, and I'm like, it probably will. Not gonna do it. I will not. And it's just me being a stubborn piece of shit for no reason, but that's what I am. I'm going to see if I can go through this, because I suspect that maybe I can. Well, it had a glass-breaking effect.
There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I've seen it pointed out also that it's just like very weird that it's considered normal to be hanging out with somebody, and then you're talking, and then they just like pull out their phone and start just paying attention to that, just in the middle of you talking.
Yeah, and the thing is, I do that all the fucking time too.
That's something else I'd like to, you know, get away from, is because I've always used. I'm not the type to
Okay, the fact that had a glass-breaking animation is really weird to me, because these other ones don't seem to.
I was never into Facebook or Instagram or very much into Twitter. Like, I only had it for a very short time before I stopped using it multiple years ago. And I have Tumblr, but I mostly just look at that like a couple of times a day to like get through my feed and just like see a bunch of posts, most of which are supposed to be funny, and some of which are like something a bit more serious, but mostly I just go there because people have funny stuff to say. And to me, it's always been about like connecting with people. Like the reason I'm on Discord so much is I'm talking to people who are like genuine friends of mine. You know? Like not just you guys, but I have other friends as well. And
I guess I need to just ignore this, but I'm convinced there will be a secret here eventually.
So I don't think it would be too hard for me to just like stop doing that, and especially once I live with you guys, it'll be like, you know, I'll probably be in one of you two's company a lot of the time that I'm there, and you know, if we're hanging out, there's not really a reason to like go message somebody else unless something important comes up. So, yeah. I remember there was a few times when I came to visit when...
Can I get on these trees? Or...
Because we would often hang out in the living room, I just like straight up wouldn't have my phone with me, because it would be in my bag, like in your room. I remember just, you know, enjoying each other's company, just hanging out, talking, me and Joel. It was a good time.
Alright, I believe I am done with this forest. Other than the big stone head, which I will presumably have to come back for. I'm surprised how in-depth this place was. It just kind of led to the forest haven. And also with you. Oh no, Christianity.
That was when Bigfoot was carrying you? Good job!
It's that shitty early 3D game camera. I just... Okay, enough of that.
Laying a square egg. One more.
Nah.
More.
No.
Wow.
Alright, well, this, sure does just give me free reign over the island. I feel like I've found this earlier than I was supposed to, but... Alright.
No.
I'm trying to think, what other places would there even be to check? There's inside the various houses. Oh, maybe I can beak bomb this? No? I'll try it one more time, just in case my aim was off.
Oh, what the...
I can get to the top of the, lookout tower now. Yeah, I know. Oh! Oh, I missed!
So I missed.
No.
Why does Wario, like, swear in German?
Does he?
Yeah. That line I quoted is in Mario Party. He goes, "So I missed," which is like a German swear.
I see. I mean, he also says Sieg Heil in Mario Kart 8, so...
Damn it.
Can I miss this honeycomb a couple more times? Perhaps 3? Perhaps 4?
Uh-huh.
1, 4, 8, 6. Me saying random numbers is peak humor. Yep, that looks like it belongs.
Don't you think it's disappointing that we don't surprise each other anymore? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
What about the spirit who loves surprises? Do you know what that is?
Wasn't there like a nostalgia critic bit or something?
No, it's... Oddly enough, it's a spirit in Smash, but it's originally from one of the lesser-known, shittier Yoshi games. I think it might be like fucking Topsy-Turvy / Universal Gravitation. And yeah, the name of it is just a spirit who loves surprises.
That's so good, dude. Oh boy, I wonder if the Savage Labyrinth is around here.
Oh. I didn't actually expect that to work. Okay.
Oh, it's just a boss fight.
Well, you know what I gotta try.
Yeah. You gotta. Hell yeah.
What was that tune? Did that sound like something from Zelda to you? Because I couldn't really place what that
I thought
was.
It was just a Banjo thing.
It wasn't the normal getting 10 Jiggies noise, though. It was a little different.
Oh.
I don't know if I have to kill these, but... Oh no. I don't know why I said oh no, other than deer, you know, being annoying, according to Louis C.K. He calls them, 3 very spicy things. So let's talk about getting a Nazi tattoo. Okay, now. Now I'm worried that the call has dropped. Yeah, definitely call's dropped. Let me pause the video here. Anyway, don't know what happened there. Also, I sure did just walk around the room and collect shit. It's not like you missed anything, but... I already don't remember what I said, but it didn't... Actually, no, I do remember what I said, but it was bad, and it doesn't deserve elaborating on, so...
Why do I want to hear it?
I was just talking about getting a Nazi tattoo. But not me getting one, just, you know, the concept of getting one.
Yeah, yeah. What are we actually talking about?
No, that was actually it. I guess I should probably elaborate on this, because now it sounds worse than it is.
I feel like you talked about this already on stream.
I don't remember if I did, but it was.
Here,
it's
I
just.
can sum it up really quickly.
I mean, I can too, but then I'll continue to talk about it for longer than necessary, which is fine with, you know, my usual thing. But yeah, it's just. I don't know. There's a very substantial amount of people who think that getting a dark mark tattoo is equivalent to, you know, being an actual fascist and, you know, wanting people dead. And I think that's ludicrous. And usually the people who get them are just like... What?
The rapper, Ludicrous.
Yes. The people who get them are just like, no, I like Harry Potter, and I think the symbol is cool looking. And they're like, but it makes you look like you're, you know, supporting it. And it's like, it doesn't matter what it makes you look like. If you don't support that, who gives a shit? If people think that, they're wrong, and that's their problem.
I would think that anyway, because the way I put it was like I compared this to, you know, cosplaying a stormtrooper or like Darth Vader or something, and I also was like, you know, nobody is going to read this series and be like, I really love this and its themes. So to show that I agree with the villains, I will get a tattoo of it. Like that's not.
Yeah, the thing is, the thread was full of people that were on my side, being like, no, this is stupid. Like, you know, if somebody gets, like, you know, the Death Star or Darth Vader's helmet or something, that doesn't mean that they agree with those ideologies. And then the other people were firing back with, like, no, I would still think that. It's like...
They're just arguing. Like I said to you, they're arguing in bad faith at that point. No real person actually seriously has that opinion. Or, you know, if they do, like, they're fucking weirdo. No one's gonna, like them. Because they're probably weird about other stuff, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably just gonna be having a normal-ass conversation about something innocuous, and they're gonna, you know, say some weird shit about how you're actually a horrible person for X, Y, and Z reasons. Then they're gonna be like, okay, well, see you later, and then they're not gonna talk to them anymore.
What the fuck? I mean, I saw the item clipping through the ground, but... Alright.
Huh.
I am running out of ideas of what to check in this place. Oh, well. I hear, the summer version of Nabnut farting.
Oh.
Alright, what do we got here? I see. Gold feather in these spots, huh?
Hmm.
I will consider such a thing. Oh, come on.
What if you started seeing a bunch of Easter eggs in real life?
I'm scared, I'm scared.
You know, and then there's like a bunch of references to like some guy who was like, you know, a known like mod developer or game developer or something, and then yeah, and then you look them up and they're like, oh yeah, that's the guy that made Reality.
Yeah, full guide. God.
I'm not
Okay,
that.
so I've got lots of shit in here. This is just, yeah, Nintendo Power. This looks like Star Fox.
Oh, say, I acknowledge the possibility that that's not actually a guide and it's a shitpost. I don't really care. I don't want to look at it.
There's that's issue number 1. Can't really get a good look at these. Mario 64, probably. Does that mean that we can after I explore the island? Is this play Wind Waker to unlock Wind Waker? Nope, gotta break it. There's just a switch. And a random polygon, okay.
What would you do if you saw a random polygon in real life?
I would pet it. Is this Jiggies of Time? Yeah.
Have you ever seen a graphical glitch in real life? I'll just keep up this bit. Just keep.
I mean, actually, yes.
Really?
Hold on.
What do you mean?
What? I like just. Good shit. Okay, so I forgot that Jiggies of Time had, yeah, these weird overarching puzzles. I wasn't sure if this was made by the same person, but
yeah.
Alright, I suppose I will save this image
I suppose. Hey.
Post it in Discord for later. I'm now concerned that I have fucked everything up.
What way?
I don't know.
Screenshot looks fine to me.
Nope, fucked everything up. I mean, we kinda did. It went on for a while, and then I fell in a hole.
Whoa!
Okay, so... I guess I need to go back there and ground pound that. Which is, a lot of fun. A couple other houses I probably need to check too, but...
A couple hundred of them?
Watch this be the other Nabnut. Or not, okay.
Yes, this fits. Yeah, that fits. Now, is this gonna be a reskinned existing transformation or a new one? Or neither, it could just be a regular transformation.
What do you mean,
Boy.
watch
oh, no.
it? He didn't even do anything. Wait, what?
Master sword spell, huh?
It's the brown, brown, brown. Anything behind? Yep. Dude, don't do that. Don't hide tokens behind you. Which is better, Ecom Bubblegum or Ecom Washington?
I like Ecom Washington.
It's similar to bear blasting. There's apparently a note door over there, which I have not seen nor interacted with, nor seen. Also, apparently something to do with, oh, maybe it's just saying... I think it's just saying that they're buried. Although I will try it anyway, just in case it does something. I enjoy the weird Epona music for that. I don't know if it's entirely
that's
relevant,
that's the my editing immediately contradicting Jamie music.
Oh.
in the first episode of my Mario 3D World LP that I did with him, you get the cat suit in the first level, and I'm like, hooray! Now we can become a furry. And he's like, yeah, I'm a furry. Just kidding. I'm not actually a furry. And then, like, literally in real life, a week later, he messaged me and was like, yeah, I think I'm actually a furry. So I just edited in his message with the Epona race music over it. So it's just 1 week later, and it just
that is pretty good.
I don't even know why I use that music. It's just, when I was editing it, I'm like, what song do I put here? And just immediately, first thing that came to my head, Epona Race.
Who do I fire? Paula.
Yes.
Do you, remember where the ground pound spot was? Because I don't know if I do. Fuck me. Okay, hold on. I'll save state here, and then, okay. I guess run back. Man. I thought I'm like, okay, I need to look for the place with the fallen log, and then like the little log that's a step stool, and it's you know that, and then that's all I need to look for. I'll know where it is. Immediately load state without looking at picture again. Okay, it is in the dirt.
Between one of the fallen trees and a regular one on a ledge that's higher up than,
I don't think it's
actually, is that higher up than the...
No, I'm gonna just snipping tool this. It'll be fine. Oh. Okay. So it's... here.
A little further up? Yeah. Oh.
Okay. And now we get to go back again.
Oh, back again.
It's the time that is. I kind of hate the Forest Haven music. I don't know what anything is. I should start just inventing new slang to get angry at. Like, I'll be responsible for it catching on, but then be mad about it.
No, you should just get mad at my, like, alleged industry terms, like the crystal copes and the perps from Pikmin 2.
No, those are fine.
Okay.
Oh, you asked about the graphical glitch in real life.
Yeah, the graphical glitch.
Pretty bad. It was, going in or out of Dallas, there was just some building off in the distance that had, like, Z fighting on it. I don't know a better way to describe it than that. That was the whole story.
Okay.
I hope you liked it and enjoyed it and liked it. One, two, three, four, cock.
I already don't remember the other thing that I was going to say.
Leftover Baptist, probably.
Maybe.
I could talk about the area with, like, weird pools of very cold gelatinous substances that are constantly growing.
Yes.
I mean, that was the whole thing.
I'm not going to go into any more details because relevant people might be watching this, but I was trying to work on something for my campaign, and I wanted to basically create some areas that are like really strange and different from what you would expect in just a normal, you know, like typical fantasy locations, basically. I wanted to come up with something very strange. So I asked Josh for help, and he came up with a place that has furry air.
Yeah, the air is very furry.
And a place with, like, puddles on the ground.
Yeah, it's a wetland where, like, there's just, like, these, you know, there's large pools everywhere, but the pools are, they emit coldness, and also they're, like, gelatinous instead of completely liquid, and they're constantly just growing upwards into cylindrical shapes, and, like, the local people just kind of trim them occasionally.
I think you described it as shaving them.
Yeah. Alright. This is, not ideal, because I have reached a point where I am needing of 2 of notes.
Of?
Is... I'm sad that I don't have that old save state of the, like, leg spring thing. So, I might have to off-screen and run around. What a beautiful valley.
Run around.
Thing is, I also have 11 golden jigsaw pieces, and
sorry, I was gonna say I remember those.
this might actually be a good point to just cut the video anyway.
There was one more thing I wanted to say, which was, it was relevant to something else I said. It was very funny that there was ever a time where my friend Jamie, like, denied being a furry, considering he had already made his own fursuit by that point and had personas. He's like, no, I just, you know, I'm not, like, actually one, I'm just sort of, like, in the community, and I just like some of this stuff. But he's like, I'm not actually one, though.
Beautiful.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think this is a good point to cut. I need to figure out what notes I've missed. I'm surprised that it's this specific. I thought there was going to be more wiggle room. And then I can perhaps get an access to an extra end thing.
I wonder if there'll be a full video's worth of other stuff. And if it is, then technically this will count as a Let's Play. Or at least a series.
I mean, I assume it will be. I have 11 Jiggies out of 20, so...
yeah, I guess so. Alright.
Yeah. Okay, until then, keep your control stick smoking.
God damn it.